3-0 against Chelsea, 5-1 against Liverpool, 4-1 against Tottenham, 3-0 against Nottingham Forest, 5-0 against Liverpool, 5-2 against Arsenal, 4-1 against Manchester City. All of those results are the reason why Julen Lopetegui finds himself without a job this afternoon. And all those results came in a 6-month period. No identity, no plan, no idea whatsoever. Can our season be recovered? I'm not sure, because significant damage has been done. Well, yes, it has come this afternoon. Finally, we knew about 3 days ago, but there we are. Julen Lopetegui has been relieved of his duties at West Ham United with immediate effect, and it looks like as if Graham Potter is going to take over pretty soon, imminently, and be in charge of our FA Cup tie against Aston Villa on Friday night. Look, we have handled this awfully, right? I have no sympathy for Lopetegui's on-pitch antics and his on-pitch sort of ideas and all the rest of it. No sympathy whatsoever. But I do have a glimmer of sympathy for the way that he was in training this morning and we all knew he was going to be sacked. It's just a bit undermining, really, isn't it? And I thought it was really poor from West Ham, how we've all known he's going to be sacked for days, but we've held off and we haven't sacked him, and we've let him carry on with his job knowing that he's going to get the sack. Not really the most professional couple of days for the club, but ultimately they've come to the right decision. We couldn't carry on as we were. He had to be sacked. He has now been sacked, and hopefully Graham Potter can find a tune and get something out of this rather talented group of players. He wasn't my first choice in the summer. He's not my first choice now, but hopefully we're going to be able to see some sort of identity and style of play under Graham Potter that has been quite frankly absent under the Spaniards regime for the last 6 months. I tried to stick with him at the start. I tried to sort of see what he was trying to do. That win away at Palace. I thought, right, here we go. We got a striker that's going to score goals. Hopefully Nicholas Fulkrug, then he gets injured. He hasn't, he's been a little bit unfortunate, Lopetegui, but nothing can divert away from the fact that he's been inept tactically. Some of his substitutions have been so bizarre. People have tried to weigh him up against Moyes and just don't, because you need to deal with these two people in isolation. All the Moyes boys are out this afternoon saying, we told you so, but Moyes had to go and Lopetegui has to go. Deal with the two facts in isolation. Let's see if Graham Potter is any better, because we couldn't carry on with either of our last two managers. And in the end, we've come to the right decision here by letting him go. He took all his backroom staff with him. He caused nothing but problems, punch-ups in the dressing room, players not playing for him. A complete and utter shambles. People say he lost the dressing room. I didn't think he ever had the dressing room to start with. And that is a sad and harsh reality of what we've seen. And it's just felt a matter of time, really. It's been sort of when, not if, he was going to get sacked. And it's sad because, look, I don't think he's a horrendous manager. He's got pretty good pedigree, but maybe, he's got a worse win percentage than Avram Grant, the man that took us down to the Championship just over a short decade ago, albeit on the highest points total ever of a team relegated, but still to have a worse win percentage than Avram Grant, it'd say something pretty extraordinary of his time at West Ham. He had to go. There's not really much more to say on it than that. I just hope that Potter can implement a style of play. He can sort of try and get an identity across, and he can try and get this team playing again. He can try and get a bit of cohesion back into it, because some of it's got a good understanding, and of course we know his future is in doubt after some reports we've received in the last couple of days surrounding his future. But yeah, look, it's not all on Lopetegui, because this team was constructed mostly by Tim Steidten, and he's managed to construct the slowest midfield in the league and a dysfunctional defence. Can that be fixed by Graham Potter? I don't know. Only time will tell. But he's got a tricky month. He's got a couple of home games to work with, which is probably why I think they've pushed to get somebody in so quickly, because those two home games are, I'm not going to say winnable, but they're more likely to pick up points than the likes of Villa and teams we've got coming up. There's a big 2 home games in 2 weeks coming up after this FA Cup weekend. And yeah, of course, we'll judge him as time will go on. It can't be much worse, quite frankly. I think that's probably the line in the argument that some members of the board were putting across. Can it get much worse right now? Probably not. And yeah, albeit, and ironically, it was a little bit better at Man City on Saturday. We showed a little bit more fight than we have done in recent games, but still there hasn't been enough proof in the pudding. He's had time. He's had the majority of his own players. He had a say over transfers in the summer, according to reports, and I just couldn't see how it was going to turn around. It seemed irrecoverable. It seemed indefensible, and it was indefensible towards the end, and he had to go. He has gone, and yeah, not a good era, not a good 6 months for West Ham. Hopefully we can draw a line under it and have a bit of success under Graham Potter now. What's your thoughts on the sacking of Julen Lopetegui? Put it into the comment section down below. That's it from me. Come on, your irons, and I'll see you soon right here on West Ham Official. The Graham Potter era is about to begin, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.